Winter often conjures images of barren landscapes and frosty mornings, but who says your garden can't dazzle with vibrant blooms even in the coldest months? Believe it or not, plenty of flowering plants actually thrive in cooler temperatures, adding a burst of color just when you need it most. In this guide, we'll introduce 25 breathtaking winter bloomers, complete with names, pictures, and essential growing tips. From delicate petals that peek through frosty blankets to hardy evergreens flaunting vivid blossoms, these plants prove that nature's beauty doesn't hibernate. Let's dive in and keep your garden flourishing all season long. Ready to welcome the chilly season with a brilliant pop of color? Look no further than the bold and beautiful Amaryllis. These winter wonders shine especially bright in December, popping up in stores everywhere around the holidays. Each bulb delivers dazzling blooms with minimal care. Simply place it in a sunny spot, give it a little water, and watch the magic unfold. Not only do Amaryllis bulbs make fantastic hostess gifts, but they also keep the festive cheer going all season long. Once the flowers fade, transplant the bulb into a sunny spot in your garden. Over time, it will come back each year and even multiply, giving you an ever-growing display of stunning winter blooms. Let's move on to our second winter bloomer, Calendula. If you're searching for a burst of sunshine in cooler weather, these cheerful flowers won't disappoint. As a member of the aster family, Calendula is known for its soothing properties and eye-catching orange and yellow petals that also make wonderful natural dyes. In zones 9 through 11, Calendula will keep blooming right through winter. Farther north, plant them in the fall and watch their bright colors endure until temperatures dip below 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember to deadhead any spent blooms for a fresh flush of color. For a bit of warmth during the chilly season, Calendula is a reliable pick. Coming in at number 3 is the Camellia, often called the winter rose. These evergreen shrubs hold a special place in many gardeners' hearts for their lush, vibrant blooms that pop up in the fall and winter. Hardy down to zone 7, with a few extra tough varieties thriving in zone 6. Camellias are as resilient as they are beautiful, bringing a serious wow factor to the winter landscape. If you're looking for a hardy, show-stopping addition to your cold weather garden, you can't go wrong with the timeless charm of camellias. Next up is the Christmas cactus, a beloved houseplant for most climates, but perfectly capable of growing outdoors year-round in zones 9 through 11. This beauty also makes a gorgeous hanging plant, rewarding you with an abundance of festive blooms throughout December and into January. With segmented stems that end in spectacular red, white, pink, yellow, or purple blossoms, the Christmas cactus is both unique and easy to care for. Give it moderate water, decent light, and keep it from freezing, and you'll enjoy its evergreen presence all year long. Just remember to bring it inside when the temperatures drop, and it will continue to brighten your winter with showy, cheerful blooms. Moving on to plant number 5, say hello to the crocus, a true winter flower in every sense. These small bulbs are best planted in the fall, and they'll be among the very first to push through snow in late winter to early spring. Pollinators love them too, since crocuses offer some of the earliest nectar after a long, barren winter. These little gems thrive in well-drained soil and return year after year, multiplying quickly to bring even more color to the garden. They do need a cold spell before blooming, so get them into the ground a few weeks before it freezes. When you see those delicate violet blooms peeking through the snow, you'll know spring is just around the corner. Next on our list is the enchanting Cyclamen, beloved for its heart-shaped leaves and dainty, upturned blooms that appear from late fall through winter. Some varieties thrive indoors as houseplants, while others need cooler temperatures to show off their colorful flowers. Whichever type you choose, remember to provide moderate watering and good drainage, making sure to water from below rather than soaking the leaves and petals. Tropical cyclamen can tolerate temperatures down to around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. However, there are plenty of hardy varieties that keep their blossoms intact even in snowy conditions, though their flowers tend to be a bit smaller. With the right variety and proper care, you can enjoy the graceful charm of Cyclamen all winter long. Our next star on the list is the delightful Daffodil, also known as Narcissus. While these bright blossoms typically show up in late winter in colder climates, certain varieties can bloom as early as December when grown indoors and pop up extra early in zones 8 and 9. Daffodils are reliable perennials that return year after year, bringing plenty of new friends along, resulting in ever-expanding clusters of sunny yellow, white, orange, or multi-toned blooms. Plant the bulbs in the fall, ideally a few weeks before the ground freezes, and expect a cheery display by March. Perfect timing, since they're the official March birth flower. With their delicate shape and gentle fragrance, daffodils also make fantastic cut flowers, so don't hesitate to clip a few for a fresh indoor bouquet. Moving on to our 8th winter bloomer, we introduce the enchanting Daphne, whose name might ring a bell for literature buffs and Bridgerton fans alike. In the garden, this evergreen shrub truly lives up to its storied reputation, producing clusters of beautifully fragrant, colorful blossoms not only in winter but sometimes in spring and summer too. Daphne prefers a bit of shade, growing slowly into a compact, graceful shrub that rewards patient gardeners with its captivating scent. Once established, these plants offer year-round charm, thanks to their glossy evergreen leaves and burst of cool weather flowers. Now let's introduce our 9th winter bloomer, the whimsical glory of the snow. True to its name, this early riser can pop up right through the snow at the first hint of spring. It's another bulb flower that happily returns year after year, multiplying quickly when it finds a comfortable spot, getting you a fantastic bang for your buck. These petite, upward-facing blooms usually feature star-shaped petals in periwinkle blue, fading to white in the center. If you're after a bit more variety, pink cultivars are also available. Each plant produces charming sprays of 5 to 10 flowers, so be sure to give them room to spread. Before you know it, you'll have a magical carpet of color to greet the end of winter. Next on our list is the lovely Lenten Rose, also known as hellebore, though it's not a true rose at all. Instead, it's a hybrid member of the buttercup family, earning its rose-like nickname from its charming, rose-shaped blooms that appear in late winter around the Lenten season. Hellebore flowers come in a variety of colors, adding a burst of understated elegance to shaded areas of the garden. In terms of care, Lenten roses prefer partial to full shade and appreciate a bit of shelter from freezing winds. They're also perennial and frost-friendly, so they can withstand chilly weather with ease. Be aware, however, that all parts of this plant are toxic to humans, so handle them with caution. Our 11th pick, Dutchman's Breeches, might be considered a spring bloomer, but it often puts on an early season show and remains visually appealing throughout the winter. Its feathery, fern-like foliage is topped by whimsical white flowers that truly do resemble tiny pairs of pants hanging out to dry. This easygoing perennial loves a fair amount of sunlight and naturally goes dormant after blooming, making space for other plants to shine later in the spring and summer. Keep in mind, however, that all parts of Dutchman's Breeches are toxic to humans and most animals, so it's best kept away from kids and curious pets. Our 12th winter wonder is the Distylium, a newer favorite among gardeners. Especially in the southern U.S., these compact evergreens show off attractive foliage all year and can handle a range of soil conditions with ease. Come December, Distylium shrubs produce clusters of small, reddish flowers that last well into the winter, adding a subtle pop of color. The copper tone variety is especially eye-catching thanks to its coppery red new growth. With few pest or disease issues, Distylium is a hardy, low-maintenance choice for winter interest in the garden. Coming in at number 13 is Mahonia, an evergreen sometimes referred to as dull Oregon grape. With around 70 different species, this versatile shrub boasts glossy, holly-like foliage that stays beautiful all year long. As winter wanes, Mahonia offers a bright preview of spring by producing clusters of showy, fragrant yellow flowers. Its preference for partial shade and hardiness make it a great option for adding a touch of cheer to your late winter landscape. At number 14, we have the beloved Pansy, an absolute favorite for cooler weather color. Pansies come in a wide range of vibrant hues and often sport charming, face-like markings. Despite their delicate appearance, these little beauties can handle chilly temperatures, making them an ideal choice for brightening up a winter or early spring garden. To keep them happy, plant pansies in well-draining soil with plenty of sunlight. They appreciate regular watering but dislike soggy roots. With a bit of care, pansies will reward you with cheerful blooms, even when other flowers are taking a break. Next up is Andromeda, also known as Pieris, an evergreen shrub that truly shows off in late winter. Its broad, ovate leaves grow in a neat spiral, emerging in vibrant shades of red and yellow later in spring. Meanwhile, large clusters of bell-shaped, downward-facing flowers appear in late winter to early spring, ranging in color from green to pink. After the blooms fade, they give way to fruits that eventually split to release seeds. Andromeda prefers partial shade and a bit of shelter from cold, harsh winds to protect its early flowers. With its ornamental foliage and eye-catching blossoms, this plant adds a welcome dose of interest to the winter landscape. Our 16th pick is the iconic Poinsettia, an absolute staple of the winter holiday season. During this time of year, it's nearly impossible to step into a store without spotting a display of these bright, bold blooms. Poinsettias make delightful indoor showpieces and are equally stunning in decorative containers. If you live in zones 9 through 11, you can even plant them right in your garden, and they'll return each year. While not particularly cold-hardy, some varieties can surprise you by surviving milder frosts, like in Zone 8. And don't forget, red isn't your only option. Poinsettias also come in variegated white, yellow, and orange shades, adding a festive touch to any winter garden or holiday display. Next up is Primrose, a diverse genus boasting over 500 species, some of which stay evergreen in the zones where they're hardy. Though these plants can handle quite a bit of cold, they may slip into dormancy if the temperature remains frigid for extended periods. Don't worry though, they'll bounce back as soon as it warms up. Primrose features clusters of delicate, colorful flowers that sprout from rosettes of leaves. Red, pink, blue, orange, white, yellow, and purple blooms are all possible, depending on the variety. Primrose generally prefers partial shade, although some types tolerate more sunlight than others. Given time, these plants will form clumps and multiply, rewarding you with an ever-expanding tapestry of cheerful winter color. Let's move on to number 18, Scilla, also known as wood hyacinths. Blooming in late winter to early spring, right alongside crocuses, these delicate, bright blue bulb flowers multiply year after year, creating a dreamy carpet of cerulean in your garden. Scilla prefers full sun but can handle partial shade, though more sun means more blooms. They're hardy down to zone 4 and stay quite petite at around 4 inches tall, but don't let their size fool you. With their quick reproduction and striking color, Scillas will make a big impact in your winter bulb garden. Our 19th winter bloomer is the aptly named Snowdrop, one of the hardiest cold weather flowers around, thriving in zones as chilly as Zone 3. However, snowdrops don't do well in warm winters, so they may struggle south of Zone 7. These bold flowers need to be planted while still green, allowing them to stay moist since they dislike being dried out. Snowdrops rank among the earliest bloomers each year, producing delicate, nodding white blossoms that look enchanting along a path or at the front of a flower bed. Over time, they multiply by forming offsets, which eventually clump together. After a couple of seasons, it's wise to lift and divide these bulbs to give them room to grow and continue spreading their gentle winter charm. Next, we have the enchanting spring starflower. Native to South America, this mid-sized bulb bursts into bloom in early spring. True to its name, each flower is shaped like a delicate star, with 6 periwinkle petals that fade to white at the center. These blossoms aren't just a treat for the eyes, they're also fragrant, as are the leaves, which give off a mild, garlicky scent. Spring starflowers are wonderfully resistant to pests and diseases, and they multiply freely year after year, creating an ever-expanding display of soft, starry blooms. If you're looking to fill your garden with low-maintenance yet striking color in early spring, this plant is a stellar choice. Let's move on to Viola, another cool weather favorite closely related to the pansy. Though both belong to the same genus, violas encompass a broader range of species, offering gardeners plenty of delightful varieties. In warmer regions, these charming blooms can flower right through winter and even reseed themselves, behaving almost like perennials. In colder climates, plant them as soon as the soil thaws and enjoy them as long-blooming annuals. Violas are often used to decorate baked goods, though take note, squirrels enjoy munching on them just as much. Luckily, these sweet blossoms tend to bounce back quickly if a sneaky critter decides to snack. They only go dormant in the hottest months, which means in many temperate areas, violas can provide color and cheer for more than half the year. Moving along to number 22, we have the bright and cheerful winter aconite. A member of the buttercup family, these sunny yellow blooms are among the earliest to appear each year, popping up in clusters just 3 to 6 inches tall. Native to Asia and Europe, they often grow at the edges of woodland areas, adding a welcome splash of color in late winter. The flowers may look a bit like strawberry blossoms, but take note. Every part of this plant is toxic, so it's best to keep kids and pets at a distance. After blooming, winter aconite goes completely dormant in summer, only to re-emerge the following spring, ready to shine once more with its golden petals. Up next is winter jasmine, which can burst into bloom as early as January. Its bright yellow flowers instantly banishing the winter blues. Though it lacks the signature fragrance of other jasmine varieties, its cheerful blossoms and easy-growing nature make it a standout. Native to China and nicknamed Yingchen, or the flower that welcomes spring, winter jasmine has a more draping growth habit than a traditional vine. Keep an eye out for common pests like aphids and mealybugs, which are drawn to its winter blooms. A quick application of neem oil or insecticidal soap should keep them in check. Despite these occasional visitors, winter jasmine is a reliable choice for anyone hoping to add a ray of sunshine to the coldest part of the year. Finally, rounding out our list is witch hazel, a plant you might recognize from your favorite skincare products. North American witch hazel is often called winter bloom because it flowers in late fall and can keep blooming well into winter, making it one of the very last blossoms of the season. Its bright yellow spidery petals add a unique charm to the colder months, and the blooms have a subtle fragrance that's just as intriguing as their look. Revered for centuries by Native Americans and early settlers for its astringent and anti-inflammatory properties, witch hazel boasts a storied history in herbal medicine. If you're seeking a conversation piece that also extends garden color deep into the off-season, witch hazel is a perfect choice. And there you have it, minus 25 beautiful flowering plants that defy the winter chill and keep our gardens dazzling all season long. Who says cold weather has to mean a colorless landscape? With a little planning and the right plant selections, your garden can be just as lively in December as it is in June. We'd hope you've enjoyed discovering these winter blooming wonders as much as we enjoyed putting this list together. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more gardening inspiration and tips. Thanks for watching and happy winter gardening!